Well, hello there, fellow herpetology enthusiast. My name is Max, and I'm here in southeastern New Mexico in the Mescalero Sands ecosystem to talk to you a little bit about one of the rarest lizards in North America, the Dunes Sagebrush Lizard, Sceloporus arenicolus. This small lizard lives here in the Mescalero Sands and nowhere else in the world. The Dunes Sagebrush Lizard is a small, sandy-colored lizard from the Sceloporus genus. This lizard is a habitat specialist, meaning it has evolved to live in a very specific habitat type, found in just a few counties in southeast New Mexico and West Texas, shown here in green. This habitat is known as the Mescalero Sands ecosystem, and is described as a soft, sandy region, with sand dunes held together by the roots of shrubs and grasses. A low-growing, shrub-like oak tree called the shinnery oak, Quercus hovardii, dominates these sand dunes. Their rhizomatic root systems hold together the sand dunes. The dunes are separated by wind-blown sandy depressions known as dune blowouts. This microhabitat is the ecosystem to which the Dunes sagebrush lizard has evolved, and occurs only here. This unique Mescalero Sands ecosystem is located in the heart of the Permian Basin, the largest inland oil and gas reserves in the United States. This highly productive petroleum extractive region produces 4.2 million barrels of crude oil per day and growing. The roads, well pads, and other infrastructure related to the petroleum industry is spread over vast areas of the Permian Basin, including much of the Mescalero Sands ecosystem. These roads and well pads fracture and damage the delicate sand dune ecosystem, isolating Dunes sagebrush lizard populations, eventually leading to extirpation. This ever-growing landscape deterioration threatens the Dunes sagebrush lizard, greatly reducing its already limited habitat. Despite its dwindling habitat and dramatically reduced populations, the Dunes sagebrush lizard is currently listed as a threatened species by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service under the Endangered Species Act. A threatened status affords fewer legal protections for a species than an endangered status, and assumes the species population is stable but at higher risk than common species. Unfortunately, scientific research on the Dunes sagebrush lizard over the past few decades tells a very different story. Research has shown dramatic declines in Dunes sagebrush lizard populations, especially in Texas in regions with oil and gas infrastructure. The ever-expanding petroleum development across the Permian Basin, combined with the Dunes sagebrush lizard's naturally restricted range, has given researchers and conservationists great cause for concern for the long-term survival of this species. The limited legal protections provided by the threatened species status hasn't aligned with the known conservation risks and population declines. But in recent developments, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has now shown support for upgrading the Dunes sagebrush lizard status to endangered in response to overwhelming scientific evidence and a petition from the Center for Biological Diversity. This is big news for the conservation of this rare species. Inspired by this news, I decided to take a trip to the Mescalero Sands and attempt to find and photograph this lizard to be used in promotional materials in support of the status upgrade. As in any good adventure, mine started with a map and a good field guide. One of my favorite books, Amphibians and Reptiles of New Mexico. With nearly 45 lizard species in the state, we are home to a tremendous diversity. Finding the rarest would be a challenge. Thankfully, I had a lot of helpful information to go off of. Arriving in the Mescalero sands was the easy part. Now I had to find just the right habitat type. Having never seen this lizard before, I began searching for the dunes and patches of shinnery oak as their microhabitat had been described. But after many hours of looking, and as the evening approached, I had not seen a single Dunes sagebrush lizard. Only a few lizard tracks in the sand, and several common lizard species. So I decided to call it for the day, and hoped the next morning would be more productive. The next morning, as the August sun warmed the sand, I was out on the dunes, my eyes trained on any little scurrying creature. Before long, and to my great relief, I saw my first Dunes sagebrush lizard. Just as it had been described, the lizard was in the dune blowout and quickly ran up the dune into the shinnery oak at my presence. As the morning warmed to midday, I had seen several Dunes sagebrush lizards, but their skittish demeanor and swiftness made photographing them very challenging. With the midday heat, the lizards began to retreat into the sand at the base of the shinnery oaks. While in the Mescalero sands, I contemplated the still uphill battle this lizard has in attaining endangered status, as it still has to contend with a powerful foe, the oil and gas lobby. Endangered status would mean more mitigation efforts on the part of the petroleum industry to reduce impacts to the lizard, costing them more to do business in Dunes sagebrush lizard habitat, and potentially removing prime Dunes sagebrush lizard habitat from any oil and gas extraction. The Dunes sagebrush lizard has gone up against the oil and gas lobby once before in an effort to attain endangered status, and lost. This could happen again. Fortunately, the lizard also has a powerful ally, the people of New Mexico. In New Mexico, we love lizards. We adorn our homes with them. We paint murals of them. We've been doing this sort of thing for a long time. A really long time. We even have a lizard representing the state as our official state reptile. But what is it about our lizard friends that appeal to us? Is it their beautiful colors, their cute faces, or just that we know them well as neighbors in our gardens and as common fixtures in our beloved wild spaces? Perhaps we identify with them. We both appreciate the warm sun on a cool spring morning, and as the summer heat picks up, become expert in moving from shade to shade. We enjoy the simple things, like a perfect vista to watch the sunset. In New Mexico, the sun is a driving force. It powers the lizards, inspires our art, and adorns our flag. For us, the sun is everything, and I believe the same is true for our lizard friends. There is good news for our lizard friends, and you can help. You can now submit a letter to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in support of listing the Dunes sagebrush lizard as endangered. See the link in the description of this video for more information. And with that, I would like to encourage you to voice your support for the Dunes sagebrush lizard's status upgrade to endangered. By way of this, we can help conserve a diverse assemblage of plants and animals across this unique and irreplaceable landscape. Thank you for watching.